welcome America to the University of Central Missouri. And this, you know, our cost and everyone in here's favorite cost and managerial accounting class that they're taking this semester. which is pretty, yeah, so it's everyone's favorite, right?
Everyone's least favorite.
And it's also everyone's least favorite. It's their most loved and most hated section of this particular class. Never mind. So what page?
397.
Page 397. What are we talking about? Transfer pricing. That sounds kind of dull, doesn't it? Yes, did you bring party hats and favors and horns and cheesecake? Well, Pamela, welcome. Come in, please. Make yourself at home. How's that? I gotta. Are you a literal kind of an accountant kind of person? You know, I can't just artistically imply it. Yeah, but I can artistically imply it, can I not? I've never ever been an art major, so I can draw like that. How are you, everybody? Hello, America, once again, and once again, evidence that class, they just don't listen to me. And so, how many people have drawn the umbrella in their notes? Denise is working on it. Jim has. Because have I ever drawn anything on the board for no reason? A transfer, what we're talking about is transfer pricing. And I'm going to talk about, say, a big company that I've a little bit of familiar with because I once worked for a wholly owned subsidiary of them. GM, when I say GM, what do you think of? And actually, I'm not sure I've ever done this consciously before. You know, here's almost the logo. What is that company? General Motors. What does General Motors make? Cars, vehicles. Anybody here drive a General Motors car? Heck no, she says. Just how many? Just 2 or 3? Your wife does. Who here drive? You drive a General Motors vehicle?
Not really. They're more family. I mean, there's not really a GM car that's like a
kid's car.
Yeah.
Mustang? Oh, that's true. What is a Chevy? Camaro?
Malibu, Impala,
Malibu? Corvette? We can all afford those. Anyway, now General Motors is made up, I used to know them by heart. I used to know all the divisions of General Motors by heart, but at least one of them no longer exists. But what are some brands, some specific brands of cars that they make?
Saturn.
Ooh, Saturn we won't talk about. It is not only, it's not only a different kind of car, but it's a different kind of company, and it's actually organized entirely separate from all the rest within General Motors.
Chevy.
So Chevy, Buick, Pontiac. Which one got killed? Pontiac got killed. Oldsmobile. They no longer make them. GMC truck, also another division. Let's call this Chevrolet. So they make Chevy cars, right? There's also a division of General Motors, GM parts, genuine GM parts. And so they have other divisions making, see, and here's where my art fails me. And so what would be an easy part, like an engine part to draw that you would know what it is? Well, welcome, come in. Maybe I've never, And now, spark plug, big fail, big fail. I've tried that already. I've tried that already. Maybe we'll do something that's that's supposed to be an oil filter. Okay, that's not a bad thing to try. You know, we've got ourselves an oil filter. It could be anything, but I'm calling it an oil filter. But I've tried, it could be a what?
Can of soup.
Yes, it could be, but it's an oil filter, because I said it was. And so, but spark plug, I've tried spark plug in past few years, and it was so bad, I mean, it just left kind of artistic scars. Oh, battery. That's what I need to try next year. That would have been better. Now, so what's going on? This is an oil filter that goes in a Chevrolet car. And so it's kind of unfortunate that I drew the oil filter in black. In fact, I might, or in green, because I might make it more of a blackish green here. And we can make it more clearly an oil filter as opposed to a soup can by putting, the word oil on it. So, but what happens is, in real life, what happens is, these are two separate divisions of an organization. And this happens not only at General Motors, but at many, many, many different, particularly large organizations where they have a divisional organization where one division, GM Parts, might, and actually I guess I should label that, GM Parts. So GM Parts, so lots of companies, that is the ugliest M ever, where one division provides parts or services or components or something that is used by another division within the organization, okay? And so what happens is this becomes a transaction where money, literally money, goes from Chevrolet to GM Parts, and these oil filters are going from GM Parts to Chevy. So it's actually a business transaction under the umbrella of the business, right? So within the business, within the organization, there is a business transaction going on, and it represents revenue to which side, Heidi? Yes, it's revenue to GM Parts. So what is it to Chevrolet, Aubrey? For Chevrolet?
Oh, just the parts.
Because it's an expense to Chevrolet, because they're spending money, they're buying these parts, and it is revenue to GM Parts. So on their respective divisional financial statements, they would have revenue from, GM Parts would have revenue from Chevrolet, and Chevrolet would have this expense to GM Parts. And it all washes out at the GM level, but if you have division managers being evaluated on the profitability of their divisions, it clearly matters to them, right? Each division manager is trying to maximize the profitability of his or her division. I mean, some of these divisions are larger than most companies. Certainly in a company the size of General Motors,